Hi, and welcome back to Days Well Spent. Today's video, I'm going to show you how we set up a new worm bin. This worm bin is using the Vigo Garden raised bed and then the Vigo Gardens worm composting bin or bucket. It's an in-ground system that works great with their raised beds. One of my favorite features about this is the fact that we're able to have a worm bin down below, and then up above we've got our plants growing. So these plants are continuously being fed by the worms, and we're also able to have another way to get rid of our kitchen scraps while producing wonderful rich compost for our garden. Our worms just arrived via FedEx. We're not quite ready to put them into the worm bin yet, so we've got a 5-gallon bucket here with some moist shredded up paper. So they arrived in a black bag. We've never actually ordered worms before. We've always gotten them locally. So now I'm going to put some more moist paper bag, shredded up paper bag over top of them, and then tonight we'll take them out and put them in their new home. The reason we're placing it here in the shade is because we have a special purpose for this bin, and it needs a lot of shade to keep the area cool. Alright, it's all put together. Scott's going to level it, make sure it's level.
Perfect. Perfect. Little tiny bit. That side's just about 1/4 inch too high, but I'm going to leave it.
For your Vigo Garden worm composter, you want this section here to be up above the ground. So I'm going to set it down in the bin so we can get an idea of how far up we need to build the bed. If you were putting this into an existing raised bed, then you would just dig a hole that's about 11 inches deep. You want to make sure that everything that goes into your composting bin and bed area is safe for worms. Now this final layer that we're doing is going to be what we actually grow in, and it's going to be a mixture of the peat moss and then some of the compost. Everything that we're using is 100% organic to ensure the safety of the worms. Alright, so you can see we've got the Vigo Garden worm composter in there. Now for the planting layer, it's going to be a mixture of peat moss and compost. And again, we're using the Vigo Garden 4-in-1 raised bed, and then the container in the middle is the Vigo Gardens worm composter bin. Right side is our habaneros, and on the left side are chili piquins. We've got the worm composter there in the middle, and as the worms break down our leftover kitchen scraps, our pepper bed is going to get fed. Alright, now that the peppers are planted, we're going to go ahead and add a layer of mulch. That mulch is going to serve two purposes. It's going to help keep the soil moist for the worms and the peppers. Then it's also going to help keep the soil cool, which is really important in this Texas heat for the worms. Alright, so now we're going to put the worms in. Like I mentioned, we've got that thin layer of peat moss. And those are the worms. There are supposed to be 2,000 worms in there.
Oh yeah, look at all them worms. Look at that.
Okay, now we're going to put our paper bag on top, and all of this paper that's in there, we did get it moist, and then this piece on top is a little bit less moist. So I don't have to edit. Okay. And now the Vigo Garden worm bin lid. That's going to help ensure that our guys don't crawl up the bin and out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. Down below you'll find a link for all the products that we're using in this video, and also to a detailed blog post that'll give you more information about setting up your own worm bin.